Hi everyone, so welcome to the final chapter of our first footwork series. This time we're going to be looking into the ways of moving into the back corners. The last video that you would have seen for the front court movement, I described about a direct movement and your more arching movement or L-shaped movement. I'm going to demonstrate these patterns as well to you now, and I'd just like to firstly say why one of the movements is better than the other for particular shots. So for instance, when moving into the back corners to say your opponent's hard cross court or a lob shot or something like that, where it's coming into the side walls and kicking a bit out into the middle, this L-shaped movement or arching movement is perfect for this because you're moving back deep into the corners, but you're still keeping distance from the side wall and not committing over into that area or this area too soon, so that when that ball rebounds off the sidewall and back into the center, you can judge that distance and where to lunge and position yourself correctly. The direct movement is obviously very quick, and it is direct, as it says. So if you have an opponent playing a really deep driving ball, or a ball which is basically going to die in the back corners and not come back out, you obviously need to get to that ball quite quickly and make sure you intercept it. This direct movement is perfect for that, especially if the ball is at speed. Okay, so there's two areas, or two shots, should I say, and two ways to handle those balls by moving in the correct manner. Okay, so let's have a little look. Let's show you some demonstrations. We're basically going to think a little bit now about that split step and how I describe the movement into the back corners as a turning movement. So you have your split step, you're pushing off with that stiffer ankle from the opposite side you want to go, but you will also then turn your hips immediately so that your upper body and your lower body come round into that back corner in that very first movement. Okay, that means you can then move in exactly the way you want to and be more precise and unlock your stride pattern. You don't want to have any stuttery movements or crossing over of legs or these kind of things, because you want the lower body to turn from the hips and the upper body come round, so you're prepared and in that position straight away. So all you need to do is move to the ball and hit the shot. Okay, so with that in mind, think of turning. Think of your body turning as you go into the back corners. I'm going to start with a direct movement pattern. As you see, I've got two targets here. Now, we talk about closed stance, open stance. I would like to say that I have a big preference for open stance hitting when you're in these kind of shorter areas here, but even sometimes when the ball is deeper. The reason is it just is quicker. It doesn't mean that you have to do that, and sometimes I will have a closed stance in certain positions, but particularly if the ball is heading at a lot of speed that my opponents hit, so for instance on a drive, I'm going to be using that open stance position with my right leg because I can get round into this position sooner and come back out quicker. Okay, so let's see this firstly, direct movement from the tee. So racket floating up, split, turn, land my foot on that orange target. Can also do left, but you see there I had to take an extra step. So it's a lot slower for me here. Right set, in, out, much quicker. Okay, so I do really advise open stance on this side and on this side, so right and left leg. It's just much quicker, but I will stress it's a lot harder to stabilize initially, so you have to practice that pattern. The reason being, if you're standing in an open stance position here, you're swinging like so, and the potential to move from your hips and lose control in the center here is quite high if you're not strong enough in the legs and practice that balance enough. So really sink down low, and then you're able to support the rotational movement in your upper body that you need. Okay, now we do the curving movement. So imagine the ball is coming in to a steeper angle into the sidewall and kicking back out into the middle. What you're going to do is when you turn, You're again going to take this little side step, this little shuffle. That helps you go further enough into the back corners, so you're still moving back with the ball to the depth that it heads to, but you're also keeping that distance from the side wall so that you can then step across at the right moment and not get too close. So from this position is the arching movement, round, in and out. So watch that first step, into on my right leg, into this one. Let's try with the left here. That little side step and little skip helps me come further enough back, but still keep that space from the ball. There it is, and back in. Last one, deeper one. There's the ball coming in. There's the right position. Okay, that little skipping side step movement really helps keep that distance from the ball, but also move further enough back at the same time. Okay, let's have a little look at the backhand side now. T position, nice turning movement. Here's my shorter, quicker step. Judging my distance correctly so that I land my leading foot onto that target. Again, slower back to the tee. Be aware of the accelerating moments from the tee and the decelerating moments at the shot. Now into that more side step, curving, arching movement. Where's the ball? Watching, and now in. Actually, funnily enough, I seem to be landing on my right leg in my natural pattern when I'm doing more of the arching movement, because I have a bit more time, there's a bit more space, but you can also do it, see here, with the left pattern, okay? So that little side step movement after the split just helps keep that distance from the ball. Super, super useful way of solving problems, of giving enough distance from rebounding shots on the sidewall, like hard cross courts, lobs. Same also goes when you're heading into the front corners. Come around, turn your body, take these little side step movements to keep the space and distance before you commit into that lunge. So guys and girls, I hope you found that useful. As I said in the previous video, there is so much I could talk about footwork, and you will be treated with many more series on footwork. But for now, this is the general basics of how I teach movement and how to be effective and efficient with your movement. Please repeat it, please practice, and please reach out to me and ask any questions. Thank you very much.